Good morning, Barbara. How are you this morning?
Ron, so well. Thank you. Very well. It is a beautiful morning here in South Africa, and the birds are singing, and the sun is out. So, what more do I want?
Just hang on 1 second. Okay, it's just my video that's ref but anyway, they all saw that, Barbara. You say you got beautiful weather there in Joburg.
Fabulous. Yes, thank you. How are you? Your side? Are you still freezing cold?
It's 2 to 3 degrees. As long as the wind doesn't blow, then I mean, you just got a jacket on. But soon, I mean, it can be 12 degrees with the wind, and it feels like minus 40. So, anyway, Barbara, today we're jumping into chapter four. And that chapter four is yes, yes, you love your body. Um, do you want to explain to us what do you mean by loving your body?
So, chapter 4 of the book, Yes, Yes, You 10 Stepping Stones to Get On with Your Life, includes the piece about self loving body. Too much media, too much Barbie effect, too much Ken effect has distorted our perception, our self image, which translates, Ron, into our worldview. Given that we are so primed by social media, other people's opinions, and our comparison with others, we are living in a vacuum, if you will, around how we come across as big, full, unique human beings with a dignity. You know, we all have two eyes and two ears, two arms, two legs, but we all show up very differently. Our bodies are completely unique. So, if unique is the situation, how then does comparison even work? No two children have collected the same genes from even their own two parents, the same two parents. Those genes are random in the birthing situation. So if we are unique, surely we need to be able to bring ourselves into the world as just that and only that.
Barbara, you mentioned the social media, and it's so true. You know, it is before social media, we dressed like we wanted. We walked in slops, we walked bare feet in the street. And all of a sudden you got social media and look how I look. And you get being judged by other people who don't even know you.
Mm,
And it's so sad.
mm.
But exactly you said, if you can find yourself by understanding how you can build a relationship with yourself, I think that is one of the key things, which brings me to the next point. How do you suggest people start building a relationship with their own body?
Well, I spoke about the uniqueness. And so, if, for instance, your eyes are beautiful, at least from the feedback that you keep on getting, your eyes are beautiful, then why not take the best of that feedback and elevate your emphasis on the good parts? So, the parts that you feel happy with, the parts that you keep on getting feedback from other people about, those parts, you can do something with those parts. There's so much, and this is where social media actually has a positive effect. There's so much on social media that can help with the way we dress, the way we do our makeup, the way we present ourselves, the way we show up in the world as casual at home, moms, dads, moms who are with children, moms who are out at work, all those different aspects and lifestyles that we now live into. Our men too, they too have this limited, almost unaccepting personality because they're not fully in their uniqueness. And so this is not just a woman thing, this is a man thing too, that we walk around feeling at half mast. If we could just stand up and be the best that we can, do what we can control, then surely we can let go a little of the ego and just come across and be the uniqueness that we are. Dress up and dress up the best parts of ourselves. Dress up and be the more comfortable in the parts that we know are good for us on ourselves.
And Barbara, it's so true what you're saying there is, and I look at a lot of people will dress for success at the end of the day, but in those clothes, they don't see themselves as success. It's a lot of, because the social media puts them out there and says, okay, you have to have a suit on. But if you look at people like the Mark Zuckerbergs, the Elon Musks, they've just got t-shirts, and it might just be a blue t-shirt and not have hundreds of these blue t-shirts with no brand on it, because they don't have to make the choices because they know who they are. It doesn't mean that
precisely that, Ron. Precisely that. And they've taken the effort and the time to build from the inside out. They know who they are. They understand that if they show up at the space rocket launch site in a t-shirt, that they're still who they are. They know who they are. And this is the whole emphasis on the book. Yes, yes, you. It is of self, finding out who our real self is, finding our unique happiness in the process of becoming enlightened consciously from our subconscious mind.
And it's so true, because we put image in front of ourselves that people buy the image instead of us. Yeah.
100%.
Which brings me to the next point. What role does gratitude play in the process?
Oh, my word. Gratitude for me is a cornerstone. When we come to understand the complexity, the simplicity, the automation, the beauty, the functionality of our bodies, surely we can come from a place of gratitude. Gratitude is an energy, Ron. It is an energy, a vibration. Even great in that gratitude, we get being with self, understanding self from the real perspective.
And Barbara, gratitude is so important. And I'll say, as soon as you get out of bed, before you look at your phone, before you look at social media, start with 5 gratitude posts. What are you grateful for? And change the I will to I get to. Exactly. It's how do you do your journaling with a link in with gratitude? I mean, I get to wake up every morning. I'm happy and grateful of just smelling the fresh roses, whatever it is. It just changes your mindset of going forward by applying that little bit of gratitude, because that will promote yourself. And that's what I do. And since I've been working with you with your journaling, and you started with gratitude, I've been doing this for the last 16 years or 10 years, whatever it is. I mean, just changes your day or how you see yourself just by waking up.
Yes, Ron, it puts life into perspective. Gratitude is a place of reality. It is a place of upliftment. It is a place of taking ourselves into the day with a mindset and a heart set that is one of pleasure and peace and understanding self at such a level that we can come across as being our true selves. That in its own right then has a ripple effect. People are attracted to us because they see our happiness, because they see our calmness, because they see our centeredness. People want that magnetism. They want the mirror. They want somebody that they can turn to and say, help me through this. I see you have achieved this place of peace in life.
Correct. Which, I mean, the other point I like to raise is if you can give me some examples of someone learning from their own body.
Okay. So for me, a big part of my life has been my digestion. My digestion is clearly unique. Okay. I've done the whole trip. I've done meat eating, vegan, vegetarian, this and that and this and that. Not that I follow diets because I don't believe in diets, but I do follow research and utilizing research to accompany my lifestyle and my aging and my life experiences. So now, currently, I'm experimenting with intermittent fasting. Yes, I've done the 10-day fast and I've done the other fasts on a smaller scale, blah, blah, blah. But right now, I'm looking for a centered, balanced way of controlling my body as it's changing into aging. And so, yes, we have to listen to our bodies. And something that came up this week was eat because of your stomach talk. Don't eat because of your brain talk. You know, we have been so conditioned. My mother would say to me, for instance, you can't go to bed on an empty stomach. You won't sleep well. Well, the truth of the whole matter is the complete opposite for me. If I go to bed with food on my stomach, I definitely don't sleep well. Intermittent fasting is teaching me that if I leave my supper meal, my dinner meal at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, my belly is empty for nighttime sleeping. And that gives me the chance to sleep better. So we have to listen to the body and not to all the preconditioning that we've got inside our heads and all the social media. Every time you turn a page, every time you go scroll, there's another idea and another idea. And they are great. But the focus point is self, the internal self first. Then utilize all those other ideas as a form of research, possibly, but definitely not the go-to.
Barbara, one of the key things that you mentioned is a diet. You can have all the money in the world, you can have all the time in the world, but you cannot get your body back if you're not looking after it. And one of the big things is it's not the diet I'm concerned about. It's a comfort food when you go through a bad day. I'm only going to have this one chocolate. It's the same as an alcoholic going to a pub. I'm going to only have one beer. So, it's how you discipline yourself. So even you have a bad day, just go back to the previous question. Just apply gratitude, and that will apply a way with thinking better, thinking healthy. By thinking healthy,
100%. 100%.
start
Because you're
generating energy.
internalizing the energy, you're internalizing the gratitude. Why would we have bad days? Yes, they happen. Yes, there's a reason for things happening. I had a situation where I spent 4 hours counseling a young man, and by the next day, my whole body, given it was a relationship within my family and we're very close, my whole body was couching me. I just got onto the couch and couldn't get off. But I understood what had caused it and what could I therefore do about it. And my coaching and my journaling and my gratitude played such a fantastic role in setting up a strategy to help him that by the next day I was up ready at 6, giving him the opportunity to speak to me again around a strategy. So it's not that our bodies don't have bad days. Yes, our bodies have bad days. Our minds have bad days. But it is about challenging ourselves, challenging our preconditioning that makes that day blossom into something beautiful.
100%, Barbara, because it comes back to a question which means, how does your body look at your emotional well-being? Or how do you look after that emotional well-being going forward?
Well, emotions talk to us. Our emotions are part of our system. They play a really good role in our lives. Our problem is that we do not know how to manage them. So take that example of this couching on the Monday after a 4-hour hectic session with a family member. My emotions were all over the place. So what do we do with emotions all over the place? We put them into a journal. We journal about them. We journal that which is ours to journal. Here again, here's the journal. The work that I have been talking about in Yes, Yes, You is my life journaling, is my life story, is my life experience. I don't come from a theory perspective. I come from a practical perspective. And because of that, I utilize every tool that I talk about to my clients. I utilize them daily for myself because we have to have a landing place for the emotions. Otherwise, they continue to drive us.
Are you there, Barbara?
Literally.
Sorry, we've just lost Barbara now for a second. She's just reconnecting.